So you can't control people. So what you can do is, scare people with righteous action, law enforcement, uh, self defense, defense of others. You can scare evil people, into not engaging in the behavior, and you can try to convince them to be good. But ultimately, they have a choice. So basically, when someone's being evil, okay, there's no way to control them. It's not like, you know, all you can do is, uh, fight against it with communication, physicality. You know, you can scare them into a point to where they're, not actively engaging in the behavior. Maybe they intend to do it later, but you can stop them like that if they are not, if they have some kind of fear of harm. So you can, you know, communicate to prevent them from manipulating people. You can try to scare them, but you cannot control people. So it's not like you're curing people of evil. No matter how much danger you put them in for being evil, they still have a choice to do it. They can be entirely, you know, they can disregard their safety entirely. And no matter how much you educate someone, no matter how much you try to educate and get, communicate without letting them communicate over you, without letting them oppress your communication, providing clear and effective communication, combating their manipulation, they still have a choice. It doesn't matter how much you educate them. It doesn't matter how much you educate others. Okay, everybody has a choice. You always have a choice. You know that you can do something evil. Okay, no matter how well no matter how well thought out and explained your morals are, um, you still have the capability, and you know that. I know that. So you can't control people. Don't have expectations of people. Okay, don't trust people because they have a choice. Okay, don't act like they're cured or like it's impossible for them to be evil and you just trust them entirely. All right, don't go telling people that there's no way that this person is going to do something. It's impossible. They're just good at heart. And look, everybody doesn't have this underlying good intention. Okay, nobody has, any kind of driving force that controls them. Okay, they are in control. And you just have to recognize that there are things that you can do to help. Okay, there are things that you can do to help people make good decisions, but you can't control it. So you can help by intimidating them legally, with the law and, all that stuff. You can help by intimidating them. You can help by educating them. Okay, you can help by like actively and efficiently combating their manipulative tactics, but they don't have some kind of underlying good intention. That's not it's not an innate trait of humanity, and they do have control over their actions. So you can't control them. Nothing can control them. Um, they would lose their identity as a person if they were under control. Okay, having a conscious identity implies control. It implies decision making. So if somebody were to control them, or if they were to lose consciousness and do things, you know, they don't have the identity of a conscious being anymore. They don't have so. Any kind of you can't control a person. All right, you can't control a person. They make decisions. So a lot of the times people will try to confuse you like, oh, I have some kind of good intention. I'm just confused, you know? And then they're trying to make you think that they have some kind of enticing explanation for what they're doing, okay? Everybody does not have a good intention. There is savagery in the world, okay? People don't have good intention when they're being savages. All right, there's a definition of good intention and bad intention. Okay, you can't call savagery good intention. You can't say, "Oh, I have good intentions and I'm considering savagery because I have these good intentions that I'm just confused about. Like innately, I'm trying to do good, but I'm just so confused, or I'm just reacting in this way, and I can't, my intuition is failing me and stuff, and I can't explain things." No. All right, that is not good intention. That's evil. That is to be hated. Okay, that's irresponsible. So everybody doesn't have good intention. Intention is a choice. Okay, you're actively making it. Now, intention is based on savagery. It comes down to that. It's simple. It's just savagery. So, yes, some people are being savages. They do not have good intention. Some people are not. They have good intention. Now, that's basically it. You can't control if someone's being a savage or not. Savagery is just selfishness. It's disregarding the well-being of others. It's being violent, you know. So, yeah, that's it. Like, if someone's saying they're a savage and stuff, they don't have good intention. That's just a contradictory statement. Okay, it's not like they're trying to have some kind of good intention. They're not even trying. Okay, that's the baseline. You have to not be trying to be a savage. That gives you like the capability of love and good intention. So, don't think that it's impossible for people to be trying to be savages. Okay, people have choice. All right, every choice that they make doesn't have some kind of instinctual, like built-in, like innate human good intention. Like, no, you can choose savagery and be evil. Okay, so people will try to lie to you and say they have some kind of good intention, but really they're just being savages. And don't think that it's impossible that they're just being savages. And don't think that they're just confused about something, thinking savagery is good in some way. Okay, they're not. They're not. They're not searching for good. They're not searching for fellowship. Okay, that's the basis of good. So they're just being completely evil. So yeah, you can't control people. Don't act like it's impossible for them to be evil. Okay, they make decisions. Um, don't trust people. All right, no matter how well informed they are or what they've done in the past. Okay, they are conscious beings that make decisions. Okay, you have to defend yourself and others. Okay, use contingencies against conscious beings. Okay, be wise. And obviously, you trust some people more than others and stuff, but never complete trust. You have to constantly admit that people make choices and they're capable of whatever evil is possible within their abilities. So yeah, it's straightforward, comprehensive. Obviously, evil people, they refute any kind of logic, right? So they're going to try to say that I'm nonsensical. Like every time somebody is trying to be good and promote good things, they just come with their lies and manipulation, false accusations. Prepare for that. Don't think that everybody has some kind of good intention. They're just confused in some way, okay? Good intention has a baseline to be met, and they're not meeting it, and it's possible for them to make that decision. So, yeah, bad people out there, you can't control them. If they fear death, you could try to scare them. You could try to limit their manipulation tactics by being well-spoken, educating people, communicating efficiently. Don't let them overpower you, like, talk over you and stuff and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's a good talk. You need to be humble. If you are not able to lead in this way and have these important, thoughtful conversations, you need to be sharing this kind of stuff. You need to accept leadership, and you need to be good. You need to behave.